Psalm 73 verse 16 tells us the answer to perplexing things that disturb us, and the last video shared with you chronologically, I was really low. I'm not saying I've come out of that particularly, but I am at a place where I have to trust, and the the fact that my son died, that he's no longer with us, just remembering what a force of nature he was. He was quite dynamic. You would know when he came into the room. He was always got a glint in his eye to poke jokes at people. I think when you lose somebody that is such a huge part of life, it's really hard to understand. But then you could be going through something else, like an illness, or one of my friends on Facebook, their grandchild has got leukemia, and that's just really painful to see this little one battle through that as well. And if we understand this life as the only thing, then it is really hard to understand. But going back to Psalm 73 verse 16, but when I considered how to understand this, it was too great an effort for me and too painful. That's exactly it. But when I considered how to understand this, it is too great an effort for me and too painful. But verse 17 says, until I went into the sanctuary of God, then I understood. The psalmist goes on to say, the end of the wicked is, they might seem to be prosperous now, but eventually, they're not going to be, etc. But, this is the key to everything. When we go into the sanctuary of God, that's where we are able to understand. That's where we will find peace, no matter what. It's a peace that passes understanding, Jesus told us. And it really is. It has to be. And the pain can actually throw you onto that more and more and more, because knowing and feeling God's presence is just everything. And we see how flimsy life is, that actually, people are getting ill, dying all the while, etc. This life isn't it. And I just want to kind of share something from the inspirational speaker Eckhart Tolle, who actually is describing entering into the presence of God. And he says it's to be liberated. So Practicing the Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, page 55, says to be liberated, to get into that presence, practicing the power of now, being in the presence of God, is to be liberated. It's to be set free. And we access that in a formless realm. It has no form. It just is. When you think about it, we don't have tomorrow. That we only have our thoughts, fears, worries, hopes about tomorrow. And we don't have yesterday. We don't even have 5 minutes ago. All we ever have is this minute now. And those people that have learnt to be satisfied in the now, right now, with what they have found that peace that passes all understanding. So it's a formless realm. And we access in this realm the invisible source of all things. Just let that sink in. The invisible source of all things can be accessed right now. It's a realm of deep stillness and peace, but also of joy and intense aliveness. And when we bring ourselves into the presence, into the kingdom of God, which Jesus said in Luke 17 verse 21, the kingdom of God is within you, in your hearts and among you, surrounding you. It's here and now. That intense aliveness, just noticing leaves, nature, your hands even. Feel that vibration in your hands, in your soul. That's the connection. That's you. so that whenever you are present in that, you become transparent, you become one with the light that's all around you, and the source of all things, God, emanates through you. You realise the kingdom of heaven here and now, and you realise that everything is not separate from you. Accepting this moment as though it was chosen by you. So right this very moment is the moment that's meant for me. Right at this very moment, wherever you are watching this and listening to this, is the moment that's meant for you. It's a really special moment. It's the verge of you discovering everything, because everything is now. And it's not separate from you. And the light is not separate from you, but constitutes your very essence. We are part of the very essence of the universe. We are part of the very essence of God. And that's exciting.